Hi everybody, Debra Dickinson here. Thanks for being on my channel. Yesterday you got to meet Tim Untethered. Today you get to see his van and what he has done inside of it. And he has done some amazing things and it all works. Everybody's van is different.
Yes.
But I love the functionality of yours and then of course your solar expertise and all that you've put into it. So it's going to be fun. Let's go get started.
So this is a 1995 Ford Econoline E350, 351 Windsor, the 5.8 liter engine. It does have, as we said already, 300,000 miles on this beast. So it's a little long in the tooth. I bought it with 273,000 miles on it. It was supposed to have had a rebuilt engine and transmission, which was a bonus, but everything else fell apart. So yeah, but anyway, I bought the van for $800, so it made it really easy to sort of, let me test this out, right? So anyway, so that's the starting platform here, and I'm gonna give you a quick tour inside and you can see what we did. So I built this out over a period of time where I was camping and I would come back and build and then change things. So by the time I went full-time, I knew that it would work for me. In particular, I need to be able to work from the road. So what you're going to see is a reflection of somebody who's a freelancer who needs to be able to work from the road in 72 square feet. So here we go. So I built a bulkhead here, and it just has general storage on the top. Down here is my battery case, and it holds two large 4D cell size batteries for a total of 400 amp hours. Next year we'll do the lithium thing, but for now we're still ATM. 400 watts of solar on the top. We've got an MPPT controller here on this actual bulkhead. And then that's pretty much it. So if you want to come inside here, I'll show you the rest. So this was the bulkhead that we saw outside. Have my inverter, and I've got another inverter here for something completely different. MPPT controller, and again, storage and the batteries. This is a little cubby hole that holds a 7-gallon jug, and I carry 2 more in the back. So I've got 20-something gallons of water that I carry with me at any given time.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. I've got a 50-quart refrigerator, which you're sitting on right now.
We'll show them
40
in a
quart,
minute.
sorry, 40 quart. And that works out pretty well. Down here is just random storage. This is where I keep my propane tank. It just pops off with this little faux cover with magnets on it, and then I can plug in my Wave 3 heater and I'm good to go. And next year we'll do the Chinese diesel heater, but for now I'm content with my Wave 3. Most of these cubbies just have these little fabric cloth thingies, and just dry pantry goods. And then this right here is a shelf that I built, which you can tell contains food items. And in general, I think I've got enough water and food to last about 10 days with 2 showers. So yeah, and I've got these guys too. So much like this here, one of the advantages of having sliding cabinets or sliding doors is that you're not opening stuff and it's getting in your way, especially when you're dealing with something that's this confined. A lot of people put their beds sideways. I'm not particularly tall. I'm only 5'9½", 5'10", something like that. But I wanted to have my bed double as a sitting place while I worked. And so originally it still is, it's a keyboard tray. I don't use it, I just keep these little, storage bins underneath, and I've got like 5. So, all my meds and dog stuff, like their clippers and stuff, all go there. But it works out pretty well. I've got AC power here to plug into, as well as back there. I've got USB jacks back there, up here, and then right here. So I'm pretty well wired. And of course, this makes it a great workspace. So I've been pretty happy with it. And much like these on rails, I've done rail systems here. And believe it or not, all of my pots and pans and coffee stuff all fits in that little tiny hole. I can't believe it either. And then down here, this is where the fender is. So it's really narrow down here. And so what I use this for is to store these little guys right here.
Yes.
So,
gold.
Yes, yes. I think Stanley thought I was crazy for a long time because I was always hoarding these things. I'd always keep like 20 around.
Gold.
Yeah, until you're in the Southwest during the winter time and nobody has them in stock for 6
And
weeks.
even the green propane tanks are getting hard to find now.
I know. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. These doors are great, like I said, because you're not opening stuff around. They do rattle a little bit, but you can just pinch some foam or something back over there, and it works pretty well. I've been really happy with this setup. I mean, back over here is a little cubby for my dual fuel stove. So we get set up pretty quickly. Otherwise, it's open counter space. I did the requisite salad bowl sink here with a little whale pump, and that's pretty much it. There's not a lot to it. I don't know why it took me so long to get this far, but it did. I do have a AT&T Mobley hotspot, so I get unlimited internet for $22 a month.
Okay.
That's no longer available. I've been grandfathered in. Then I've got a Verizon plan, so I travel with 2 unlimited plans. And despite what they call network management, not caps, but I haven't really had an issue. You know, what they do when you have these hotspots oftentimes is you get beyond a certain threshold and they deprioritize your traffic on the tower. But you just move towers and you're fine again. But since we travel in more rural areas, we don't have the congestions that major urban areas have. So, yeah, it works out pretty well. What a shocker.
Yeah,
So,
good deal. And what do you power all of this with? What do you have on your roof?
So I've got 400 watts of solar on the roof.
Okay.
And of course I've got 400 amp hours of batteries. That'll be, next year we'll do 300 amp hours of lithium for that. And a MPPT controller here. And that's it, other than the inverter, which is just a 600 watt inverter. That's it.
Nice.
I don't need anything else. I think if you're going to do it yourself and build out your own rig, and you're eyeing like an Instapot, you want to go more. But this has been great.
Well, tell me about this wonderful fabric up here on your ceiling.
I try to get creative. This is just a melamine sheet of wood, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I went to Joann's Fabrics, and I bought a piece of upholstery fabric, and I just spray adhesived it and wrapped it, and then screwed it into the ceiling.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Very nice.
So I don't have much chops, but I tried to do what I could.
It looks great, Tim.
Thanks.
I love your home. And thank you for having us in here today and for showing everybody your home and what works for you and Chaz and Lucky. And I love it.
It's everything we need, and it's you know, a lot of people think it's extended. It's 72 square feet. What a huge ride that is, you know. But the reality is I always have a parking space.
Yes.
I can get to a lot of places where people can't go. Believe it or not, I still get 16 miles to the gallon.
Wow,
right?
That's great.
And so we have options that we probably wouldn't have if I used to have a Class A.
Yeah.
And I got rid of it because I couldn't do what I wanted to do, and this gets us much closer to that goal.
Now, my RV Phoenix gets 8 miles on average to, you know.
Been there.
So yeah, I get half as much as you, and I gave up, you know, getting to some of the places that you get to and getting to park in the places like you're talking about.
Yep.
So again,
It's trade-offs.
It is. Everything's a trade-off.
Yep.
Thank you so much for showing us your home
my pleasure.
today.
All right.
Ready.
So this is one of the things I'm actually most proud of. Unlike a lot of other people who have gone and done the van dweller thing, I had a family that was completely supportive. And my mom made me this quilt. Last quilt she made before she died. But what's cool about it is that she put all this camping themed stuff on it, but on one side it's got state parks and little bears and little tents, and I was to use this on my journey. So it means a lot.
Yes, that is
Well,
fantastic.
it reminds me of her, but it also reminds me that how incredibly supportive my family has been while I go do this silly adventure of mine. So, yeah, it works out.
Well, again, thank you, Tim.
Sure.
Tell me, what's your favorite thing about your rig?
I think the favorite thing was just a byproduct of building this and going out and coming back, which was the basic structure of it worked on day one, and it still works today.
There you
so
go.
that preparation and trying not to do too much and just trying to make it adapt to what I was trying to do paid off big time.
I'm so glad to hear that. Is there anything you'd change? Other than $100,000.
Well, no, I mean, certainly when I was building this, there weren't really Chinese diesel heaters available. Lithium batteries were just prohibitively expensive.
Yes.
And so what I'll do this year prior to the winter next year is make those changes.
All right.
And so we'll have to shift some stuff around, probably lose a jug of water somewhere. So, yeah, I think it'll be worthwhile.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, if you have any questions for Tim about his rig or his fur babies, let him know in the comments below and he'll get back to you. And thank you again, Tim.
That's my pleasure.
We'll see you down the road, everybody. Keep on keeping on.